You've worked hard to build a dream retirement. Now it's time to put that plan into action. This is Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker. The team at Vincent Financial wants to help you build, protect, and grow income to get you to and through retirement. Now, Retire ATL with Aaron Vincent and Matt Decker.
This is the Retire ATL podcast, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. You can get more when you visit retireatlradio.com. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for downloading. Now, let's get to the show.
My name is Mark Owens. Gentlemen, I'm sure you see this a lot. People work their entire life. They have that date circled on the calendar. This is it, man. I'm going to retire, clock out for the last time, and I've done a good job of saving. You've put a solid portfolio together. It's time. Celebrate. Confetti moment. Let's go. And then they say, wait a minute. One more year. I just want to work for one. I know we've done a lot of work. I just want one more year. Now, it could be for a handful of reasons. Maybe they need the health insurance. Maybe they don't want to be bored in retirement. Maybe they're just worried about running out of income in retirement. But how often do you see people fall into that one more year, that trap of continuing to work when they don't have to?
All the time.
Yeah.
And as you said, Mark, it is sometimes for good reasons. I think one of the best reasons is I'm not ready to do nothing. I'm not ready to kind of let my mind just relax all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't have a plan for how they're going to spend their time. You know, making a plan for how you're going to spend your money is one thing. Making a plan for how you're going to spend your time is, you could argue, is even harder sometimes if you don't have that purpose. That's a big one. But I think often what we see is that the one more year trap is simply a default because you're afraid of, or not even afraid of, you don't know what your retirement looks like, or you don't know the risks involved, or because there's this fear of what if this happens, what if that happens, I'm just going to keep kind of punting, keep pushing out one more year because that gives me some sort of mind that I'm not going to run out of money, when it very well could be, and often is, after going through our process. The fear of running out of money is gone in the rearview mirror. Yeah. Like that, you've done more than enough. And so there are lots and lots of examples that we could point to of people who decide to do one more year. I would say a lot of times it's for good reason, but just as often it's for the fear of the unknown. And that simply comes from not knowing the significance or the cause and effect of how much you've saved and what your career of working and saving has done for you. The unknown just pushes people into a default of, I guess I'll just go one more year because the decision scares me.
But see, that's a tricky place to be. Tricky. Got to be careful with that. See, the reason you got to be careful with that mindset is because what a lot of people end up doing, they fall into that, I'll just go a little longer. Or, maybe it's not a year. Maybe it's, well, I get my bonus in August. So
that's pretty common.
I was going to do it in January, but if I just stay for like 6 more months, I get a bonus in August. So I should definitely stay for that. And then it's like, well, but I also get a bonus at the end of the year. So maybe I'll stay. I'll just keep. But see,
and we got a work event coming up to a Braves game, and I don't want to leave before I
we got
go
truist
to that.
seats.
The Christmas party is going to be awesome.
Christmas party is going to be great this year.
No, but see, we don't care. Like, you want to work longer? Great, work longer. We don't care at all. But what we do care about is once you are in the window, once you are in the transition window from saving your money, growing your money, building your portfolio, and then the other side of the coin would be protecting your money, distributing your money, drawing your dollars down, right? You're earning the paycheck, and then on the other side, you're drawing your paycheck from your savings, okay? And then there's a transition window in between. What we cannot do, and we see it all the time, but what you absolutely cannot do is tie your decision to work one more year with the decision to start getting serious about the transition.
Yeah.
We have to treat those as totally separate entities. So let me give you an example. You're in growth mindset. Your portfolio is, kind of risky. You're still shooting for that 7, 8, 9% rate of return, and you're getting close to retirement. You've done enough to where you could probably make it work. Maybe you don't know, but you're pretty sure, pretty certain that, I think I've done enough. And yet you're butting up against this feeling of but my bonus is in August, or I want to delay it another year. You cannot tie the transition window from saving your money and growing your money to distributing your money to when you retire. You have to start that process of getting safer, starting to protect, starting to peel back, starting to put safeguards in place. You have to start doing that before you decide to pull the trigger to retire, because all too often what we see are people come into our office, they sit down, they go through our process. It's a 3-meeting process, and we ask them all kinds of questions. Who are you? What do you care about? What do you like? Where are you going? Where are you right now? Where are you going? And when do you want to get there? And at the end of that process, if they're maybe a year away from retirement, there's a lot of decisions to be made between now and then. And if you're not sure whether or not you're actually going to retire, if you don't have that date circled on the calendar and you mean it and you're going to stick to it, it's so easy. It's so easy to just do nothing. It's so easy to say, well, I was going to retire in December, but I think I'm going to move it out to next August. So what that means is I'm going to punt all these decisions to next August. And I'm just telling you, you just cannot do that. That is the trap. The trap is not, am I going to work another year? The trap is, are you going to get serious about organizing your dollars and putting your plan in place so that when you are ready to say, I'm done, you don't have a giant elephant to eat of decisions that all need to be made right then and there. You have to start making decisions along the way.
It's hard to be decisive. It just is. That's not an easy thing.
Momentum is a
do.
real thing.
Inertia, momentum, doing what I've always done, and it's worked. And especially we're in a period of time, call it the last 15 years, where for the most part, it's been pretty easy to get good investment returns.
Close your eyes, throw a dart, it worked.
You're probably going to, And in that reality, being decisive is tough. But I think what you're getting at, Matt, is either you're going to be decisive proactively on your terms, or the decisions will be forced upon you, whether it's the scaling back the risk in your portfolio, that decision, or it's the decision of how much money are we going to actually aim to spend per month in retirement, or it's whatever decisions you've got coming up. Punting those decisions until later, if you time it wrong, then you don't have those decisions to make anymore. Yeah. You don't have the freedom and the flexibility to make a decision and to adjust it because now it's decided for you because, I missed it by a day.
No, I'm going to time it right.
Yeah, right.
You don't understand, Aaron.
No, I timed the last ones right.
So I'm going to time this one right.
Well, listen, if you can time them all right, I want you to come work with us.
Hey, I believe that you're good at what you do, but I'm just telling you, I time them right.
Yeah, good. Well, I don't have to say to that.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Nice job.
I don't want to be so, I don't want to just,
we're kind of joking around.
We are joking around.
But we've heard this before, right? I mean, that's what it ultimately comes down to. What it comes down to is none of us can say with a straight face, we're going to time it right. Well, we're going to time it right. Buy low, sell high. I know how to do that. That's easy.
If you've timed the last couple right, then guess what that inevitably means? The miss is coming.
Right.
You're just that much closer to not timing it right. Yeah. Hey, you got 2 pitches down the middle. Good for you. This next one is going to be high and tight, and it's going to wreck your life. It's the same principle over and over again. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but look, being decisive right now for you is an option. If you wait too long, the option is taken away from you. It's decided for you. And for goodness sake, don't be one of those statistics.
770-741-0120, retire, ATLradio.com. And it's all about income in retirement. And one of the big decisions that retirees must face is how much are you going to withdraw each month without worrying about running out of money? Bill Bengen came up with the 4% rule back in 1994. But now he tells the Bigger Pockets Money podcast that 4% number is often misunderstood.
The original 4% rule, which I've upgraded now to 4.7%, is really the worst case in history. My database goes back 100 years. I studied 400 retirees in a period of time, and only one of them was stuck with that awful low rate of 4.7%. All the rest could take out higher, many much higher. So when you use that rule, make sure that you know what you're doing. It's ultra conservative, and you probably can do better off with a higher withdrawal rate today.
3, 4, 5, 4.5. I mean, is there a better way to base what you're
decimal points now? We're going decimal points on it?
That would be a lonely number. I love myself a good lonely number.
What's that mean?
A lonely number is where, I'm going to throw out a statistic, or I'm going to throw out a number. In this case, it's 4% or 4.7 or whatever we say it is. And I'm going to tell you, hey, Aaron, you're coming up on retirement. You got $1 million, 4.7%. That's what you can take out. What that does is it clouds the 100 other variables that are involved in that equation. It takes your eye off the ball of the whole world of decisions that go into that 4.7%. Let me give you an example. Aaron comes into my office and he's like, hey, Matt, got $1 million. I heard Bill talk about 4.7. It used to be 4. Now it's 4.7. So, I'm giving myself a pay raise. Oh, by the way, all my money's in cash. Okay. No, that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Right? So the 4.7% rule says nothing about how much risk are you taking. It says nothing about the variability of your spending pattern. Like, do you know anybody that just spends the exact same amount every single year
for 30 years?
Because 4.7, right? Mm-hmm. Well, no, it's 4.7, so I'm going to spend 4.7. It's like, well, then I have no idea what your lifestyle is going to look like. How do you plan on that? Because if you lose 20% in 1 year, well, now it's 4.7 off of a 20% reduction. But your lifestyle hasn't changed, right? You still want to do the things that you want to do. So on the one hand, I agree with Bill. Most people out there can withdraw more than 4%. Like, that's true. But if your retirement plan is simply a percentage that you're going to withdraw every single year based on the total dollars that you have saved, I'm here to tell you that there's such a better way to do things because you are outsourcing all of your power to a statistic. Like, you're outsourcing your decision making, you're outsourcing just a little bit of work that you could put into this and make it so much more. And gosh, you just don't have to do that. I understand why people do, because they're intimidated by stopping the paycheck and starting a withdrawal. And if you tell me that a percentage of my money means I won't run out, that makes me feel good inside. And I get it, but gosh, there's just such a better way to do it. And if you've never explored an actual financial plan where you sit down with someone and you model out real expenses, none of this like flat garbage every single year. You're not a robot. You're not going to spend the exact same every single year. Nobody does. If you haven't done that, you need to do it. And when you go through it, your eyes will be open and you'll see that there's such a better way to do it. I think we're a safe place to explore that, to sit down with some people and go through that process. If you'd like to start that process, please call us, 770-741-0120. You can go to retireatlradio.com. It's so much more than a percentage of the money that you have saved.
This is a funny topic for me. If I'm honest with you, they lost me at 1994. I think it's just laughable to me that this rule, this 4% safe withdrawal rule, has been, over the past 30 years, become so widely adopted as like the key to not spending too much, and it's been around for less time than I have on this planet. And now he did say that he had like something like 400 data points over 100 years. So, I mean, at least he went back longer than that. But anything that's a principle that can stand the test of time, that was born in 94, needs to go out the window. There are a couple of things in our industry that I think are a complete farce. Like, I hope no one is banking on a couple of these very widely preached ideas. One is the 4% safe withdrawal rule. One is the 60-40 portfolio. Like, for, I don't know how many years, 50, 60, 70 years, the 60% of your assets in equities and 40% of your assets in bonds. That's the safe way to manage your portfolio so you're getting some growth and some safety and some income. And gosh, all these things are debunked like 1,000 times over, and they're all replaced now. You see it all the time if you read on these things. The flaws in the 4% safe withdrawal rule. The 60-40 portfolio has failed, Americans miserably, this many percentage of the time. And I think I love the idea of people trying to innovate and come up with some helpful principles and some helpful calculations to guide. And I think that's helpful. I'm glad about that. I'm not trying to make fun of any of those efforts. But what I am saying is that there's a way to measure and to plan out your portfolio that doesn't have to hinge upon some guy's invention from 94.
Yeah.
There's a way that supersedes all those things, and it's not a fad. And there's not a, New York Times self-help bestseller list book written on this, because it's just a principle. And that principle is going back and thinking about where you want to be. I should say looking forward and thinking about where do you want to be. If your age of retirement is 65, great. That's what you want to aim for. Then let's go and let's begin with the end in mind. what do you want your life to look like? What do
I'd
you
like
want
to be
spend your
able to
time doing?
eat when I have to buy a car.
Yeah.
But if I'm just withdrawing 4% a year,
Right. You don't know.
I won't be able to eat that year.
Right. You have to sell your car if your air conditioner breaks down.
Right.
Because you have to replace it instead. Right. So where do you want to be? And then back into how much risk or how much of a return, or what is the appropriate ratio of growth and safety in your portfolio, or how much should you have in Roth versus IRA for the tax planning, and what's your plan to not fall in the government's plan for your money and RMDs. And like, if we will just do the principled, thorough, kind of approach to planning, you don't have to be married to some crazy withdrawal rule or some 60-40 portfolio. There's a way around it. I want everyone to know that you don't have to be fearful. Hey, is good old Ben's 4% safe withdrawal rule going to work for me? God, I hope so. Or else you don't have to be on that razor's edge of stress as you approach retirement.
It's Bill banging.
It's
not Ben. Let's at least do him the justice.
Sorry,
in
Bill.
1994, there's a little bit of a track record. We can at least call him Bill banging.
770-741-0120. Again, 770-741-0120. Income is the outcome that matters the most. Reach out to the team at the Vincent Financial Group. Take advantage of that initial no-cost, no-obligation consultation. You can meet the team online at retireatlradio.com. And, Aaron, it's worth noting as well, you live here, you work here, you play here. We're proud to be on the radio here in Atlanta, but this isn't like a nationally syndicated show that runs up and down the East Coast and across the Midwest. Tell me about the home office of the Vincent Financial Group.
Yeah, our home office is Main Street, downtown Woodstock, and people love it. We have a good time in there. It's not a stuffy, intimidating kind of place where you better have your stuff figured out before you walk in. Look, we think about money. We think about people's lives. We're on your terms.
Yeah.
We're on your timing. But I also want to say that we've got places to meet you all across Atlanta. I mean, we realize that there are, there's traffic, there's schedules, there's kids, and there's everything else that's going on. So you don't have to drive to downtown Woodstock. We can meet you other places, but I hope you can come see our office. We have a good time there.
Yeah. It's a beautiful office, by the way. You walk right in, so you don't have to valet park. It's not on the 15th floor. You walk right in. Very comfortable, no judgment zone atmosphere at the Vincent Financial Group. You can get the GPS of the home office at retireatlradio.com. And, Matt, we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks, but you created a 20-question guide, an assessment, if you will, to ask yourself about your retirement strategy and, more importantly, who's building that retirement portfolio.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about some of the things in the quiz today with the 4% withdrawal rule, but it's all built around this idea. When Aaron and I started this business, we wanted to make sure that we provided way more value than what we were getting in fees. And when we look out at the financial industry, it's really hard to know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? Mm-hmm. And so we put together this 20-question assessment, this 20-question guide, and it goes through what we would consider to be like the key pillars of retirement planning. So things like, do you have a written plan that shows you how much you're going to withdraw from each account on a monthly and yearly basis? That's important because that's going to drive your tax reality. If you're just living off the 4% withdrawal rule, that says nothing about where that money comes from. Is it coming from your Roth? Is it coming from your IRA? Is it coming from your brokerage account? Is it coming in equal parts or is it not equal? It says nothing about that. And so if you don't have a written plan that shows you exactly how much is coming from each of those accounts and then spells out the tax reality, you're probably not getting the value that you could be getting for the fees that you're paying. So there's 20 of those questions in there. You go through it. It's multiple choice, so it doesn't take much brain power to get through it. You'll know where you fall in the 4 choices that we give you. And then at the end of it, we score it, we grade it, and we say, hey, whoever you're working with, because you're working with someone. Even if you're doing it yourself, you're working with yourself. So if you're a DIYer, it's going to grade you.
Yeah.
And it's going to grade you, I think it's like A, B. I don't know if there's even C's, because for us, a C is failing, right? Like it's A, B, maybe you go straight to F.
If you fail it, then it sends us a report, and we ridicule you live on the radio.
That's right.
Come to your house at 2 a.m. Drop the grandkids
I'm
off.
kidding. There's no report sent to us.
Yeah, no report sent to us. We're not going to talk about it here on the radio. This is a free resource for you so that you can go and you can say, okay, these guys are certified financial planners. They do retirement planning. This is what they think I should be getting for the fees that I'm paying. This is what you should be getting. And if you're not getting those things, I would think you would want to know. Because if there's a better value out there, I mean, everybody loves a good deal. Everybody wants to be getting what they deserve when they pay a fee. Nobody likes to pay a fee for no reason. You pay cell phone bills and you look at it and you're like, man, what are all these fees? Like, nobody likes that. And so this is our version of that in the financial services world, in the retirement planning world.
And if your advisor is one of the big box firms or a bank, we cannot wait to talk to you.
Yeah, that's right.
How do we get a copy of this 20-question guide?
You can find it on retireatlradio.com. Just send us a note or go in there, send us a chat or a message. I forget what we call it. Probably just a message. Send us a message. Ask for the guide. We'll send it to you. We're not going to put you on a mailing list.
Yeah.
We're not going to start blowing you up with spam. This is for you. It's a free resource. We want you to take advantage of it.
Insurance products are offered through the Insurance Business Advanced Planning Group. Vincent Financial Group is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Advanced Planning Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Advanced Planning Group and IPW are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be constructed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Vincent Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained by sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Vincent Financial Group. This podcast is a paid placement.